You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Well, I'm starting to feel like a broken record with constantly talking about the college football season and how trash the NCAA is. But more and more stories keep coming out that need to be told, so I'm going to keep telling them and keeping you people informed. This story, quarterback for Ohio State Justin Fields starting a petition to restart the Big Ten season after it being suspended earlier last week. I'm going to break down what he said and really talk about how this kid Justin Fields is starting to rise in my book. I really like what he had to say in this. But if you could, first, like this video, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to make sure you get these daily update videos. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, so this all started Sunday when quarterback for Ohio State, Justin Fields, who's going to be a top 5 pick in next year's NFL draft, by the way, started a petition saying he wanted to play, or he, as in we, the players, wanted to play the season in wake of the season being suspended by the Big Ten. I'm going to say suspended. I honestly think it's going to be canceled. They may play it in the spring. I don't know. He's certainly not going to be playing, getting ready for the NFL draft. But he said, we want to play. Directed at Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren. He believes the safety protocols that have been established are safe. They follow everything. They're the ones that are assuming the risk, the players, and they want to play. The parents are also in unison with them, it seems. Multiple schools, parents have come out and said, we support our team, we support our players. If they want to play, they want to play. And this all has to do with the liability aspect these stupid universities don't want to deal with. They're going to have students on campus anyway, and they're assuming the risk if they go on campus. Well, why can't the football players assume that risk? It's not like playing football puts you at more risk for catching this virus. If they're on campus, they're on campus. So why can't they play? Why don't these students have a voice? Everyone talks about their student athletes. They need to be having a voice. Well, clearly their voice means nothing to these presidents. It's ridiculous. And let's be honest, this has to do with the sham of the NCAA and amateurism. These aren't student athletes. They're athletic students. They're talking about a loss of $1 billion for the shutdown of college football across the different conferences for the year. And yeah, you're going to tell me these are normal student athletes when it's a $1 billion industry? Are you insane? Come on. These kids are the money makers. They don't get paid, and they're the ones that assume all the risk, and they want to play. Let them play. They have worked so hard their entire lives to get to this point. Let them play. And this is, you know what? I may not be sold on Justin Fields as the quarterback right now, but this is the kind of leadership I need. This kid gains almost nothing by playing. He's going to be a top 5 draft pick in the NFL draft, maybe a top 2. It's him and Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be the guy, and he wants to play. This says a lot from leadership, and he took the stand to step out and say, hey, we're doing this. We want to play, just like Trevor Lawrence of Clemson did. So I'm going to have to say I really love this, especially for my quarterbacks. He went on ESPN Monday and talked about, well, if the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 can play, and they don't have any issues with the protocols in place, then why can't the Big 10 do it? Oh, because the Big 10's worried about being sued. This is where stupid university presidents, all these board of regents or whoever who make a gazillion dollars off of students, student athletes, and tuitions and all this nonsense, just are worried about their bottom line and don't care about their students. They really don't. They care about themselves and making their money. Obviously, there's not going to be any fans in college football, so it's not a huge moneymaker for them, so why play it? We don't want to be sued. Well, why don't you ask your students, the people who are actually risking themselves and want to play? Like, Jesus, guys, come on. It's just an embarrassment. And I know that the recruiting is thriving down in the South. The Big 12's loving this. They're like, hey, we're better than the Pac-12 and Big 10 now that we can play football. And it's just so frustrating to me as someone who loves college football, respects how hard these student athletes work, and they get no say in the matter. Come on, this is ridiculous. They are assuming the risk. Let them assume the risk. Football does not increase your chance to catch COVID-19. And 90% of your time is going to be spent in a facility that is totally clean, totally sterile, and you're constantly being tested and monitored. This is almost one of the safest places you can be. All the numbers show it. The hard bubbles in the NBA and the NHL, totally clean. The semi-bubble in baseball is pretty freaking clean, besides a couple of dumbasses on the Cardinals over there. But everybody else has been great after this first weekend. So I just don't understand why we can't get this going. The NFL seems to be doing pretty good too on their semi-bubble. I don't know. But it was just really really frustrating. But I love the leadership from Justin Fields to come out and say, hey, we want to play. I'm taking a stand. The parents are with us. Even though the Big Ten speaks out and say, we're not playing, we care about you, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, you guys don't care about us. If you really cared about us, you would listen to our voices. And it just keeps speaking to the fact that I think this is the end of the NCAA, the formation of these power conferences with these top universities and schools, empowering players, paying players, and just kind of going on their own and dealing with this nonsense of amateurism. Yes, this worked in the 1930s. It doesn't work in 2020 when the college football is worth $1 billion. It just doesn't work, guys. And there is a difference between a business and a hobby. Fencing, playing tennis in college, those are hobbies. Playing college football is a business. $1 billion worth of business, in fact. So let's just get real with it. If we're just honest with ourselves, we could totally fix all these problems. But everyone wants to bury their head in the sand, collect a paycheck from their free labor and students, and make as much money as possible. And it's just a sham that they don't listen to their basically employees. But whatever, I might be totally wrong. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm going to keep things updated. I'm thinking we're getting SEC, ACC, and Big 12 football. It seems like maybe the Big 10 comes back and listen to their players. Maybe all the players transfer and it destroys the conference. Who knows? But remember, if you like this video, share it. Check out the links in the description to see our other media platforms, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.